OMZ. It is cold. This is getting into that time of year, winter time, where when I drink a smoothie, I'm just perma cold. Mogul, come on, bud. He's chasing a squirrel in the bush. Get out of there. Come on, bud. Good boy. We tried to get him on the camera and it didn't work. Yeah, it's wintry. It's cold. And I just drank a cold smoothie. But it was a really good one because I made it with fresh juice. I like juiced the juice. And it was like this beautiful yellow golden juice. It was like apple, ginger, lemon, and a little celery. Made me feel so renewed with all this like content creation stuff I'm doing, because I'm doing like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube like all of a sudden. Going from not doing really any of that to all three like daily posting, just to like try to get some momentum going, right, in this new career I'm pursuing, I guess, and more just me like being myself, right, and sharing that with the world. But what I was gonna say was that as I'm like staring at screens a lot more now, which I don't like so much, but like the juice, like when I juice and when I come out here in nature and do things that are actually nourishing for my soul and for my physical body, it's like I feel the impact it has instantly on my frequency. And like, Mogul, come on, bud, come on, stay with me, thank you. I can feel it's like instant like whole body healing. Like when I had that sip of juice, oh my god, it was like today in particular, because I had some coffee and like I said, told you guys, if you watched my last video, I went from quitting coffee for like 4 days and then drinking it again like for a day and then going off of it again for 2 days and then realizing that like it's not the caffeine, it's just me. It's like that just needs to be up at night right now. And I don't know, you guys, I don't know, I can't really draw that conclusion. It is what it is. I'm just following the inspired action in each moment of every day. But yeah, so I was just running for a second. So now I'm all out of breath. But yeah, the healing things are like it's way more obvious how healing they are right now. Everything's just becoming really potent as far as like me being aware of the differences and like how different frequencies of things feel like yeah. My body is really sensitive right now, so it's always kind of been like that, but like it's like really heightened right now. So this nature time and like things like juicing, it just is so magical. It just, like I said, it's like instant healing for my entire body and energetic field. So decided to come out here even though the sun's already going down, but like it's worth it to just get a quick walk. And you guys are probably like thinking like, well, you should just be, well, maybe some of you are thinking that like you should just be walking and not filming, because then aren't you like just being on the screen again? And like, I don't know, guys, I just feel inspired to continue to create content right now. I don't want to stop, and I'm not going to stop, at least not in this moment. So I walked for a little bit without filming or anything before I started this, so I do feel peaceful right now. being out here, even though I'm talking to the camera. So, come here, bud. Come on. So, yeah. How are you guys feeling? Are you feeling these like energy shifts right now? It's been so intense lately. It's been such a roller coaster, and like all of the things. And like this, you might be receiving this like you could be receiving this like weeks after I post this. Sorry, I can't breathe right now. Okay. I finished walking up the hill. Now I'm like going down, but I might just sit right here, honestly, because then I can actually talk. Okay, I think this is better because there's better lighting right here. Okay, so yeah, so the content creation's been a fun journey so far. It's really helped me just be more comfortable in my own skin and like feel into my own frequency more, and like, yeah, especially during this time of transformation, like an ascension, like where we're just, the frequency is increasing. We're moving into times of more light and more awareness, just at a level that we've never been at before. And so it's definitely unraveling and breaking down and bringing to the surface a lot of density and low vibrational things. Patterns of thought and paradigms that we live in, and ways of being that aren't truly us and that don't align with our soul. So yeah, if you're having a hard time right now, or like things have been kind of crazy the last couple weeks, you're not alone. It's kind of what a lot of us are going through right now, because we're being called to wake up more than ever before and just be in our authenticity and be in alignment with the choices that are actually nourishing to the soul and actually are in alignment with who we are and with our truth and what we're being called towards. So that's why it's been weird if you've been feeling crazy lately, or if you've been like everything's been falling apart for you. It's because there's higher and better for you, and this time right now is like a purge in which we're just shedding all of the layers of self that aren't us, right? That are just not in alignment with our full potential that we're moving into. There's just a lot of lies and illusions that we've been taught, right? And those are all crumbling now, which is a good thing. Because the truth of who we are and the truth of this universe that we live in is benevolent and is supportive. And so all of the things we've been taught around like safety and security, and that it comes from outside of ourselves, and that we need to follow like a system of rules and ways of being that have been established by those who we're just trying to control. So like it's just inevitable right now that all that's crumbling, which is really exciting because everything's gonna get really good. So you might be seeing yourself in a new light right now. You might be realizing that the old ways of being aren't fitting anymore, or that your situation isn't fitting you anymore, or that you might be feeling inspired to new projects that you've never been confident enough to do, to take on. Or you might be at the stage where like you're literally just like watching your life fall apart in front of you, which is okay too. And it might not be falling apart. It might just be old belief systems around it that are coming up that are making you think that it's falling apart when it's actually just like coming into place. Like everything's just falling into place. Because like yesterday, it literally felt like everything was falling apart for me. And today, it was like I woke up with like a layer shed off of me where I just felt like I could see more clearly what the situation is and like that it's good, and that everything is working out and is really good. And even like the situation that I'm in, my living situation that I was questioning the other day, like feels good to me right now too. And so these ebbs and flows, and then like, so us like being challenged by things. So I'm just gonna zip those up because it's cold. Us being challenged by things in our reality, and then realizing we can feel good anyways. That's when like we allow things to really, really improve. I'm gonna start walking this way. Come on, bud. That's how things start to improve. And like, because in that moment of darkness, of resistance, where you are resisting your reality and you're feeling like everything's not fitting you right now, or like just looking at everything that's wrong with like your current situation, you will naturally move through that and come to peace with it. But when you are in that moment of resistance, you're actually creating your new life for yourself. You're telling the universe what you prefer and don't prefer. And then naturally, the universe becomes that. And then when you line up with it, it'll manifest in the 3D. And when I say line up with it, I just mean you relax and you come into a state of acceptance and peace and surrender, and you feeling good again. When you come into a high frequency, you line up with the reality that's been created through those hard times. And that's how we create. And that's how the universe expands into more. So there you go. Now you know everything you need to know about what's going on here. Come on, bud. I'm just kidding. There's always more to know, right? But if you touch a tree, you might get some insights. I'm just being crazy. But I'm not being crazy because the trees are grounded in their frequency field. And so just like when you put your bare feet on the ground, if you touch a tree, which is a nice thing to be able to do in the winter time when it's cold and we don't want to walk outside with our shoes off, you can touch a tree or hug a tree, and the negative hydrogen ions coming from the earth will neutralize your energetic field. I'm trying to think of what the word is that I was looking for there. Not electric field, but what is it? Sometimes I just can't think of words when I'm recording a video. Electromagnetic field? Same thing that a grounding rod does for the electricity in your house. A grounding plug. It's the same thing. In fact, the guy who discovered earthing, like he makes sheets for your bed and stuff, Clint Obert is his name. He discovered the whole grounding thing and like what the earth does for our bodies, even though like the Native Americans and indigenous people have known about this forever, right? But like in the new age or the new world, new Western world, we don't know about these things. But Clint like had a download, and he realized that, because he used to work for the cable companies, and so like he knew about how that works, you know, with how you ground the electricity in every building, because otherwise you'd have EMF like fields and like unstable electricity. And like, I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this right, if you're like an electrician and you know actually how it works, but basically what Clint did is he had this like inspiration, this moment where he had this download to like tie a copper wire around his toe and like plug it into the ground with a grounding rod, and it like alleviated his pain or something. Like, I don't know, he had an injury maybe or something. I can't remember what the exact story was, but the movie I watched about it is called Earthing Movie. And yeah, so anyways, what he realized was like, it literally heals the body. It literally heals inflammation in the body. He actually like conducted research on it, and the findings were so significant as far as reducing inflammation and helping wound healing and injury healing that they started using his like grounding patches in the Tour de France, like the bicycle thing, because when they get injured in that, they need to like heal it as fast as possible, right? So they can keep in the race. These professional world-class athletes. So it's not like some woo-woo thing. It's actually like real. And like, which is like most of the woo-woo things are turning out to be real and to be shown by science that they're actually real. So interesting stuff. But the same thing happens when you touch a tree. And it's really profound, actually, like how much it helps me when I'm not feeling well, to just come outside and like touch a tree, put my hands on a tree, and like you can take your shoes off and have your bare feet on the earth and touch a tree at the same time, then you're really gonna feel it. Well, I mean, you might not, I don't know, everyone's different. So I'm really sensitive, so I can definitely feel the energy shift. I just feel grounded when I do this. So anyways, tangent, but I guess I said that for somebody out there who needs, because like I was like experiencing some like pre-diabetic stuff, and I just realized one night, because I couldn't stop drinking water, and I was like flushing out my system, or I don't know what was happening, but high blood sugar, I guess. And like there was nothing I could do. I was drinking water, and I was up till like 3 a.m. just drinking water, and like so thirsty, like excessively thirsty. And then I had this thought to like put my bare feet on the ground. So I went outside, and it was the middle of winter, and it was freezing cold, and I put my bare feet on the ground, and I instantly felt the relief, and like my thirst stopped. And then so I stood there for a little bit, and then I came back in, and I wrapped myself in my grounding sheet on my bed, and like, yeah, and then I was able to fall asleep. So that was so profound that I was like, okay, this shit really works. And then I watched the documentary again just to reinforce it within myself. And like, yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool, the technology of the earth and of our bodies, and how it's all designed perfectly. And like, isn't that just a perfect example of like how incredible this design is, and how well-being really is dominant? It's just been like our skewed perspective that's been blocking us from seeing it. It's just been like what we've been being taught, and like what's been shoved down our throats in the media, as far as like the war. And like, I know this stuff is real and actually happening, like the terrible things in the world, yes, they are happening. I don't believe that it's spiritual bypassing to know the truth that when we achieve a higher frequency, that is what changes the 3D reality. That is literally what changes the collective, or not the collective. Well, it can uplift the collective, but it's so much more powerful than you realize. Like just you, even just you as one person, being in that alignment, in that resonance with your source, which means just thinking in truth, that thinking in terms of well-being is dominant, and that things are working out for me, and that I am a powerful creator, and that I'm not a victim, and that that it's all really is love and light. And everything that's not that, it's actually just a pinching off from that. It's never like a disconnect from that. So yeah, if you really are worried about the state of the world, like, get in a higher vibration, and because that's what's going to change it, is for the collective to raise their frequency enough where we get to a tipping point where the majority of us are focused in or I should say that there's more energy being focused in love than and truth than what's being focused in resistance and war and conflict and all of that. So and this is like the shift we're going through right now, and that's why it's so hard for so many of us. And because all of the things that don't work anymore, the old paradigms that don't work, the paradigms that say we have to sacrifice and struggle and work really hard to get what we want, like those paradigms have to go bye-bye now, because there's too many of us that know that it's not about hard work, it's about alignment, it's about vibration, it's about frequency, right? Even Albert Einstein, oh wait, was it Albert Einstein? I don't remember. It was either Albert Einstein or Nikola Tesla that said that if we want to know the truth about the universe or the secret to the universe, we need to think in terms of frequency and vibration, right? And energy. Because that's what this is. Just to put it into perspective, like when you think of what science has shown, and like that these elements that we're made out of, when you look at them closely, they're just energy. There's nothing solid about them. So this is actually a matrix, a projection. It's just a field. It's just a field of energy. And we have our own field of energy. We are also a field of energy, and we're an extension of source, or God, if you like that term. And we are here to create through frequency. We're not here to create through lack. We're not here to create through giving up our well-being for a future version of our life. We're here to live now and appreciate every moment, because when you do that and you live in that way, then everything falls into place and works out for you. And like, it's true. I know this because I've experienced it, and I've experienced it the other way too, where I'm like not in a good frequency, and then things stop working out for me. Not because they're punishing me, not because the universe is punishing me, but because that's just how it's designed, you know? So yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. This has been fun, and thanks for joining me on my walk. And I'll see you tomorrow.